Good afternoon. Welcome to the class of 2025 commencement. We do have something special for everybody because this is the 100th graduating class from Independence High School. At this time, before we start our traditional ceremony, we have a video that was created by two students. It was their idea to recognize 100 years of greatness. So before we begin our traditional ceremony, we want to take a few minutes to play this video to show what the last 100 years have meant to this community and to this school. Thank you.
Independence High School is more than just a school, it's a community. A place where pride runs deep, where tradition is felt in every corner and every hallway. It's a place where you don't just go to school, you become a part of something bigger. For a century, this institution has stood as a pillar of strength and unity, a place where generations have walked through these halls, each one adding to the legacy of what it means to be a Blue Devil. The power of Independence High School is undeniable. It's in the victories we've celebrated, in the challenges we've faced, and in the unwavering pride of every student, teacher, and alumnus who has ever walked these halls. This is the power of 100 years of excellence at Independence High School.
I feel very lucky to have been a part of this school. I think everyone who attends here, who's gone here, can take something from that experience in that, it's a very unique school. It's different than any other school that I've ever been involved with.
Oh, it means a lot to me to be involved in the history of Independence. I loved going to Independence High School. I had a lot of pride about that, and I hope that kids today share that pride. So I feel it's very important to have school spirit, and I still feel that.
Being a part of Independence High School's history and celebrating the 100th graduating class, I would have to say it's bittersweet. For me, it's nostalgia, thinking about, 35 years later, how many things have changed, and sadly losing, some of our own classmates, but being able to witness the successes of this next generation. It's heartwarming, it's exciting. I look forward to reading and learning all about the next generation and what they've accomplished, and seeing their abilities to lead in the future. I think it's very exciting and again, heartwarming, bittersweet, nostalgic.
It's special for me because I came from that school down south, and just being there thinking that my school is the best, but when I got here, Independence is just such a special place. I enjoyed every single second here.
It means a lot to be part of the history of Independence High School. It's hard to believe that I'm part of something that's been around for 100 years, and that's sort of unfathomable.
Because Independence High School is where I met the girl I would marry. We met the first day of school in 9th grade, and for 4 years we had lockers next to each other, and we bickered so much that we were destined to get married. And our first date was the senior play when our class was putting on the play. And we were together for a total of 58 years.
This pride, this spirit, is what has carried us through the years. It's the pride of wearing the Blue Devil name, the pride of knowing that each victory is shared by all, and that every challenge only strengthens our bond. But the pride of IHS is not just about what we've accomplished. It's about what we've learned. Here, we were taught the lessons that would shape us not only as students, but as people. It is here that we learn the true meaning of dedication, teamwork, and resilience.
Lessons that I learned during high school that I still use today, well, definitely patience. Patience is key. I learned a lot of that during school, especially now I'm at the primary school dealing with little kindergartners. Got to have a lot of patience. Some of the teachers, because the teachers taught me things that, math and other stuff like that, science, but they also taught me life skills.
Mr. Gunlich's in particular had a big effect on me. He taught me leadership and confidence. A couple coaches, so my soccer coaches, Coach Colia and Coach Crooks, were also pretty impactful for me.
Value of friendship and the value of learning. I guess, I don't know with the school or my parents or just a combination, but being curious about the world and wanting to know about it beyond the borders of Independence, beyond the borders of Ohio.
Some of the lessons that I learned here at Independence that I still carry with me today are typing. Because of Mr. Michael's typing class, I can type. I didn't have to take any other typing classes. I don't have to henpeck like some people, are just like pecking at their keys. Also, the skills I learned in volleyball, I still play volleyball to this day, and those are things I learned here. And just so many of the things that I encountered here, I still use and reference.
The lessons that I've learned were service, to be a service to my community, and to value friendships that I made throughout the years.
And for some, the lessons didn't end when they left this school. They came back, not as students, but as educators, eager to pass on the lessons they had learned to the next generation.
It's life coming full circle, like to end up where you started, must mean that there's something really special about this place.
What inspired me to return to Independence as a teacher? Like I said, I love this place. I grew up here. I went through all the classes. It's surreal to me to teach in the same gym that I went through when I was in primary school. It looks a lot smaller now because I was a lot smaller then too. But I always strive for that because it's like I said, it's in my blood. I just love it.
When I started here, there were several teachers who also worked here, who were my colleagues then, but were my teachers before. And it was a long time before I could address them by their first names. Most of them were extremely welcoming, and it was nice to feel brought into that community.
It just feels good to be home. This is where it started, and this is where I came home to. And so it keeps me anchored here and dedicated to here. So I'm dedicated to all these kids,
Some of the brightest minds and the biggest hearts who once roamed these halls as students now stand at the front of the classroom, the gym, or the practice room, guiding the future just as they were once guided. They bring with them the knowledge, the passions, and the commitment to ensure that the next generation of Blue Devils carries the same spirit forward. While the lessons and the pride of IHS have remained constant, the school itself has evolved. The world around us changes, and so does the future of Independence High School. With every change, we ensure that this school remains a place where students are prepared to succeed in an ever-changing world.
The biggest thing that's changed about Independence, or just maybe all schools in general, is just with the advent of the internet and just being able to reach out to other districts or other places in the world, just having such a much more of a broader scope. I think being able to be connected to the outside world. I think Independence has always had that stigma of bubble, but like now it's a little less because of how much we can branch out into the world because of technology.
Well, physically, the school has changed. Just in this media center is a great example, because it was all bookshelves and books upon books. So that's definitely evolved and changed. In terms of the non-physical building, I hear about all these interesting new classes that are offered. Today I heard about a financial class that wasn't there when I was in school. And I think it's really neat that now you can take English classes for college credit. So I think that's just wonderful. That's just a couple of the ways that I think the school's evolved.
Cognizant of our history and learn from our past, but also be forward thinking and like, how do we, I would never have dreamed that primary school kids would have a drone club. Like, how cool is that? So make sure that we're always thinking ahead and that our students have those, opportunities to do new things.
IHS has embraced change. From new technologies in the classroom to modern instruction, we continue to innovate, ensuring that the next 100 years will be filled with even greater opportunities for success and growth. Today, Independence High School is more than just a place where memories are made. It is a place where we prepare for the future, a place where tradition and progress walk hand in hand. Now, as we celebrate our 100th graduating class, we reflect on the past with gratitude and look forward to the future with excitement. This milestone is not just about those who came before, but also those who will carry on our legacy. To the class of 2025, you are a part of something bigger. You are a part of 100 years of excellence. As you step forward into the world, remember, once a Blue Devil, always a Blue Devil. And now please welcome the class of 2025.
Would everyone please stand for the reciting of our Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Class of 2025, please be seated. At this time, I would like to call up to the stage Mr. Janatovich for our welcome.
Good afternoon. Before we begin, I just have to say how awesome that video was. Something that just started out as a conversation on how do we recognize the class of 2025 and the class of 1925 to recognize 100 years of excellence. First of all, to all the alumni that participated in that video, thank you for your willingness to continue the legacy of independent schools. Mr. Palumbo, thank you for all the technology equipment. Mrs. Darlene Stefanski, thank you for connecting our students with the alumni. Mr. McGinnis for the voiceover, and for Mrs. Jean Kanziger, who helped throughout this entire process to make sure that this took place. And realistically, thank you to Joseph Graham and Ella Sawinski, who envisioned this and executed this project. Please give them a round of applause. On behalf of the Independence Local School District, it is my distinct honor to welcome the 100th commencement of Independence High School, our celebration of the class of 2025. My name is Mike Janatovich, and it has been a privilege to serve as the principal of Independence High School. On behalf of the entire faculty and staff of Independence High School, welcome to our celebration. At this time, I would like to acknowledge our Board of Education, district-level leadership, and city leadership. Board President, Mrs. Kathleen Day Hill, Board Vice President, Mrs. Carrie Sears, Board Member, Mr. Tony Avila, Board Member, Mr. Ron Bernstein, Board Member, Mrs. Lynn Lasky, Superintendent, Mrs. Kelly Kogan, Treasurer, Mrs. Jennifer Knapp, Assistant Superintendent, Mr. Tom Dreiling, Director of Special Services, Ms. Sandy McCullough, and Independence Mayor, Mr. Gregory Kurtz. Please give them a round of applause for all their support. In addition to the district administration and board members, I'd like to recognize Mrs. Annie McGee, who serves as our assistant principal, Mr. Brett Deal, our athletic director, Mr. Ebert, the IPS principal, and Mr. Vanek, the IMS principal, for everything that they have done for these students on their educational journey. Additionally, our school counselors, Mr. Kovac and Mrs. Connie Aquilano, for all of their support they have shown these seniors during their time at IHS. Please join me in recognizing these outstanding individuals. And if this is successful, the person to thank is Mrs. Brittany Lapaya. She's not here today because she recently had a child, but she was the senior class advisor. She envisioned things and allowed some of the things that happened for the students. Senior sunrise, sunset, she was the one that said yes and brought those things to me. So she's not here, but we got to recognize her. So please give Mrs. Lapaya a round of applause. And I want to give a special thank you to our school secretaries, Mrs. Andrea Pappas, Mrs. Diana Pantek, and Mrs. Marcia George. Behind the scenes, they keep everything running smoothly. I truly appreciate everything that you do for this school. Furthermore, Mr. Dave Sinek, Mr. Chuck Schroeder, and Ms. Trina Evans, and the entire custodial staff who have played an instrumental role in setting up and put together today's ceremony. Thank you for everything you have done. And thank you to each teacher and staff member in our wonderful school district who did his or her part to support our students and give them a quality education at their time at the Independence Local Schools. If you're an employee of the district in any capacity, please stand so you can be recognized for all that you have done for these students sitting before you. While we don't have any from our graduating class, if you are currently serving or have served our country, please stand to be recognized, and thank you for your service to our country. Parents, grandparents, and other family members, I'd like to thank you for support that you've given the students and our school. Students, let's thank everybody that's here to watch this amazing milestone for you today. So students, please give your friends, family, and community members a round of applause. And now, our attention turns to the class of 2025. Class of 2025, you represent what it means to lead with heart, perseverance, and purpose. Over the past 4 years, you faced challenges, embraced change, and stepped up at every opportunity that came your way. You did it positively, you did it with a smile, you were kind, you were friendly, you enjoyed your time here at IHS, but you did it with excellence. Class of 2025 is truly a remarkable class. You've excelled in the classroom, on the athletic fields, on the stage, in creative spaces, and beyond. You've all grown together, supported one another, and made a lasting impact on our school. Today we celebrate your accomplishments as you prepare to graduate from Independence High School. This is a special day. Today we honor the earning of a diploma from Independence Local School District. Independence is a special place. This community has given you a chance to try new things, take meaningful risks, and grow into the people you are today. The experiences you have shaped you, strengthened you, and prepared you for what is next. Class of 2025, your graduation carries even more meaning. You are the 100th graduating class in our school's history. 100 years of tradition, growth, and excellence, and now you continue to be part of that story. You stand as a bridge between the past and the future, honoring those that came before you, but inspiring those that are coming after you. That number 100, it's not just a milestone, it's a symbol of everything that this community has built and everything you now can carry forward with you. You've made history by being just who you are: leaders, scholars, artists, musicians, athletes, but most importantly, people of character. Independence is special. Independence is about people. You will always be remembered. You will always be supported. Congrats to you, the class of 2025. You did it right. Please carry your alma mater with pride, and thank you for being a shining example of independence, our tradition and our pride. And always remember, you will be the 100th graduating class. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to call to the stage Mrs. Kelly Kogan, Superintendent of the Independence Local Schools, to address the class of 2025.
Pretend like I'm looking right at you. Good afternoon, families, faculty, friends, and most importantly, members of the Independence High School class of 2025. What an honor it is to stand before you today. As many of you know, this was my first year serving as superintendent of Independence Local Schools, and what an incredible year it has been. From day one, I've been struck by the warmth, pride, and community spirit that runs through this school district. But it is you, the students, who have left the deepest impression on me. I've seen your academic achievements, your performances on stage and in the studio, your victories and your sportsmanship on the field. But more than that, I've seen your character, the way you treat one another, with kindness, with encouragement and empathy. That is what has stayed with me the most. That's the legacy of this class. At Independence, our mission is to create a collaborative and innovative educational community where our students, you, thrive as active contributors to our world. Our vision, cultivating a legacy of excellence, is more than just a statement. It is a commitment to excellence. It's something we see lived out in your classrooms, your clubs, your competitions, and the choices you make each day. Today, as you close one chapter and prepare to begin the next, I hope you take a moment to reflect on what legacy really means. Legacy is not just what you leave behind, it's what lives on in others because of who you are and how you've chosen to show up in the world. Your legacy at Independence is already evident in the friendships you've built, in the younger students you've inspired, and in the impact you've had on your teachers, coaches, and families. But your legacy is not finished. In fact, it's just beginning. From here, you're going to go on to new places, college campuses, workplace or the military, trade schools, and you'll take with you the values that shaped you here: integrity, resilience, and heart. How you use those values to make a difference in your world will become the next chapter in your story. So today, class of 2025, I challenge you to keep writing that story. Be bold, be compassionate, and remember, your greatest legacy won't be the titles you earn or the accolades you receive. It will be how you make others feel, the communities you strengthen, and the lives you touch. Congratulations, graduates. Thank you for making my first year so meaningful. You've made me proud, not for just what you've accomplished, but for who you are. Go forward with purpose and continue to cultivate your legacy of excellence and make it your own. Thank you and congratulations again. At this time, would the senior members of the Wind Ensemble join their classmates as they prepare for the playing of a musical selection by the Independence High School Wind Ensemble, led by Mr. Michael Green.
Once again, let's give a round of applause to our wonderful wind ensemble. Today we have three amazing speakers from the class of 2025. First, I'd like to call up to the stage Macy McGee for her speech entitled, "The Mosaic of Us."
Good afternoon, everyone. Faculty, families, friends, and most importantly, the 88 graduating seniors of Independence High School class of 2025. Today, we stand on the edge of something new. The future is stretching out in front of us, exciting and unknown. But before we rush towards it, let's take a moment to look at where we've been, and more importantly, who we've become. I want to talk about mosaics. A mosaic is a work of art made of small, unique, individual pieces, all different colors, shapes, and sizes. They come together to form something greater than the sum of its parts. And I believe that's what each of us is. We are mosaics, built not just from our own experiences, but from every person who has walked beside us, challenged us, supported us, and shaped us in ways both big and small. It's just like the Cavaliers mural we created together in 4th grade, each of us adding a single piece that combined into something vibrant and meaningful. Our mural wasn't just a project, it was recognized and celebrated by the school community, leaving a lasting mark that showed what we could achieve when we came together. 4 years ago, I stood on a stage at our 8th grade promotion and spoke to many of you. I said, lots of best friends, unforgettable memories, loyal hearts, blossoming faces, and one reason, school. At the time, I didn't fully understand how much truth was packed into those words. But now, standing here again, older, maybe wiser, and more sentimental, I do. That one reason, school, brought us all together and created the space for everything else. The friendships, the laughter, the heartbreak, the growth, and the unforgettable pieces of life we have shared. We are mosaics made of each other. Let's take a moment to think about that. The 88 of us graduating today, for most of us, we have spent 13 years in each other's orbit. That's 13 years of finding out class schedules and immediately texting friends to ask for theirs, missing out on our 7th and 8th grade trips because of COVID, falling out of the bumper boats at Fun and Stuff, and exploring New York together. It's storming the field after beating Heights this past football season, laughing in the hallways, singing the alma mater hundreds of times, and making the Cavs mural together in 4th grade when they won the championship in 2016, which started our journey of creating a mosaic of our class's legacy. We've grown up side by side, and whether we realize it or not, we've left pieces of ourselves with each other. And the truth is, we will never be this close again. Not in time, not in geography, not in spirit. This is the last moment where all 88 of us are in one place, one breath, one chapter. But that doesn't make this ending sad. It makes it sacred, because now we carry each other forward. No matter where we go, whether to college, jobs, gap years, or roads less traveled, we take with us the lessons, the memories, and the pieces of each other that have made us whole. So thank you to every friend who made us laugh when we wanted to cry, to every teacher who believed in us when we didn't believe in ourselves, and to every classmate who shared a moment, no matter how small, that helped shape the mosaic of who we are. And to the class of 2025, even as we scatter to new corners of the world, know this: we are forever connected. A mosaic doesn't fall apart when its pieces are separated. Its beauty remains, preserved in memory, and the people we've become because of each other. Congratulations, class of 2025. We've reached this moment side by side, and now we step forward with the strength of everything we've shared. The journey may be changing, but the bond we've built will always remain. The best is yet to come. At this time, I would like to call to the podium Senior Class President Ella Sawinski in her speech entitled Moments in Time.
Good afternoon, faculty, loved ones, and all who are joining to celebrate us graduates as we embark on this special moment in our lives. Time is a funny thing. Our world revolves around it. There was a point when I thought time was measured by seconds, minutes, hours, and technically it is. But from my perspective, I've learned that time is measured in moments. These moments flow and intertwine to make up what we call life. Anyone who knows me may be shaking their head, hearing me start a speech about time, as I don't necessarily thrive at being on time. However, Independence High School has allowed me to cultivate a new perspective, one where I've realized that it's not apparent how fast time moves until you're looking back, wishing you could relive the moments. I invite everyone to pause. Stay in this moment. Notice the people who surround you, faces familiar or not. Recognize what you see and hear around you. Remember what you feel in this moment. That moment is gone. High school, like every other part of life, is made up from a variety of moments. The eagerness to meet new people, the excitement you felt hearing you made a varsity sports team, the closeness you felt in connections on school trips, the joy you felt in laughter with your best friends, the stress you felt when you were overwhelmed by assignments, the frustration you felt when you just couldn't understand that topic, the sadness you felt when relationships come and go, the relief you felt when it's almost over, the longing you felt to have time back while sitting up on a stage like this. It's true that high school feels like the 4 shortest years of your life, especially for me because I've only spent 3 of them at IHS. From entering the school as a sophomore to now, as I stand here delivering this speech as senior class president, I could not be more grateful for the moments that brought me here. The endless support and welcome I've received through my 3 wonderful years here have allowed me to extend all of my moments to their fullest potential. Time didn't stop to give me another year to adjust, nor will it for you. Things that feel impossible in the moment, we are able to overcome them and move forward. All that will be left of these moments are fragments of memories in our brains because that deadline or relationship that we once felt was so important doesn't feel so bad anymore. By looking through the lens of a widened perspective, I've recognized that the toughest and most challenging times of high school are exactly what carried me to my proudest achievements and most fulfilling moments. Class of 2025, I've learned that as time goes on, our memories of these moments, even those of the very best, begin to fade. So, with this, recognize that in this moment in time, the world is at our fingertips. We will never have another moment of being this young again, one where we have the chances to succeed, fail, try again, and work to get it right. Time will give and heal, but it will never restart or replay. Take the chance, apply for the job, try new things. Your life is built from the moments you choose to live and remember. Seize the opportunity that life has given you to make the most of your moments because they will not last forever. Embrace the present and trust the future. Thank you. Would the senior members of the IHS Vocal Ensemble, led by Mrs. Gretchen Oberbach, please join the other members as they prepare to sing a rendition of I Lived.
Let's give another round of applause for our vocal ensemble. I truly think it's an awesome opportunity for our seniors to have that one last moment to perform with the groups that they spent so much time with and make this afternoon even more enjoyable for everybody. Up next is our speaker, Joseph Graham, with a speech entitled, A Single Spark. Joe, the stage is all yours.
Good afternoon, faculty, families, and the graduating class of 2025. Today marks the end of one chapter and the unwritten beginning of another. But let's be clear, this moment is not just about endings or even about beginnings. It's about impact, about what we've done with the time we've had here and what we're about to do with everything we've just learned. Walt Disney once said, "If you can dream it, you can do it. Always remember that this whole thing started with a dream and a mouse." At first glance, that might sound like the kind of quote you'd find on a classroom poster. But if you sit with it, it says something bold, that even the biggest things we build, institutions, legacies, futures, once started small. A risk. They started with a spark, a decision to try. We are the 100th graduating class of this school. That's not just a nice round number, it's a legacy. A full century of students who came before us, wondering the same thing. What comes next? Every graduating class left something behind, their spark, their light. And little by little, this place grew brighter, lit by the people who dared to dream before us. We are a part of something much bigger than ourselves, and yet, what we do next will shape what comes after us. The past 4 years weren't easy. We faced uncertainty, setbacks, and change. But we also showed up. We adapted, we grew. And through it all, we became more than students. We became teammates, artists, leaders, advocates. We found our voices, and more importantly, we learned when to listen. And now, we stand at the edge of something vast, at the edge of the independence bubble, if you will. And it's easy to feel small here, easy to doubt that one person, one of us, can move the needle. But the truth is, even the smallest spark can grow into a flame that can be the light in the darkness. This is how change starts, with one small spark. This school began as a modest building, just a few students and a spark for the future. 1 century later, we're here, each of us carrying that same light. And now, it's our turn to pass it on. So what will our spark light? Not someday, but now. We don't need to wait to make a difference. We just need to dream, to try, to spark something, and refuse to let it burn out. Because after all, this whole thing started with a dream and a mouse. And if something that small can shape the world, just imagine what we can do. Class of 2025, thank you. It has been an honor to grow beside you. Let's go light the way forward, one dream, one spark at a time. Thank you. Can we give all the student speakers one last round of applause for their wonderful speeches and dedication to the class of 2025? At this time, I would like to introduce our last speaker of the afternoon, Mrs. Katie Hill. Mrs. Hill is a parent, school board member, and alumnus of Independence High School, class of 2003. Please welcome Mrs. Katie Hill.
Good afternoon, graduates, families, friends, distinguished guests, and our proud faculty members. My name is Katie Day Hill, and it's a true honor to stand before you today as the president of the Board of Education, as well as a proud member of the Independence High School graduating class of 2003. Today, we celebrate your achievements and the exciting journeys that await each of you. As I look at each of you now, I'm filled with nostalgia, reflecting on my own journey through the halls of Independence local schools. While I graduated from the current middle school, I walked the halls of the primary and the middle school, just like many of you. I had some of the same inspiring teachers that you did, who played a key role in my education, but also shaping my character and my values. My blood runs blue and gold, that of a Blue Devil, a legacy I cherish very deeply. I know some people might roll their eyes when they hear the term that I grew up here, or I'm a lifer, but I embrace it wholeheartedly. The foundation I received in this town has incredibly shaped who I am today. Independence has a unique vibrancy, a place with deep-rooted connections that draw people back. And I'm proud to call it home. And I get to raise my own family here, creating new memories while I cherish all the old. And some of you may choose different paths, and that's perfectly okay. Always remember, you will forever be a Blue Devil. Whether you spent 3 years or 13 years in the school system, the bond you share with your community and with each other is everlasting. The friendships you've built and the memories you've created will always be a part of your journey. The joy of running into an old classmate or your brother's best friend at Liberty Station Playground will forever spark those connections and remind you of home. Standing here today, I never imagined that I would return to this community to serve as the president of Board of Education. In fact, I barely remember who was on the school board when I was in high school. But let me assure you, we, your school board, is incredibly proud of each and every one of you and your journeys thus far. No matter which road you choose moving forward, we look forward to the possibility of crossing paths with each of you, whether it's in Independence at the Diamonds, or at a family gathering, or some other exciting adventure along the way. As you take your next steps, cherish your unique legacy. And remember, you'll always have a place to call home. Congratulations, class of 2025. Go out there and shine bright, Blue Devils.
Let's give another round of applause for all the speakers this afternoon. As we proceed with today's ceremony, we will soon be calling each student forward to receive their diploma. I ask that you hold your applause until Mrs. Ellis Lewinsky has finished reading all the names of each graduate. This will help ensure that all the families and guests will have the opportunity to hear their student's name be called. I also ask that you remain seated and keep from blocking the view of others so that they can see their graduates receiving their diplomas in front of the stage. Thank you for your cooperation. And now for the moment we're all here. Superintendent Kelly Kogan and members of the Independence Board of Education, it is my pleasure to present the class of 2025 for the conferring of the diplomas. I attest that those seated before you have met all the graduation requirements as defined by the state of Ohio and the Independence Board of Education, and therefore are ready to receive their Independence High School diploma. The first two recipients to receive their diplomas, and we will call their names after we're done with this, will be Ella Slowinski and Joseph Graham. As leaders of the class of 2025, as the class president and student council president, they will be assisting in handing out the diploma. Row one, please stand. Ella Catherine Slowinski.
Joseph David Graham. Nicholas Thomas Adams. Lucci Anthony Allega. Joanna Alrabadi. Joseph Edward Avila. Ian Nathan Babb. Alexander James Banta. Gabriel Barbini. Macy Dayton McGee. Paul Tristan Bumgarden. Anna Isabel Beecher. Mary Estelle Balunas. Jacob Philip Butcher. Nicholas Robert Butcher. Jonathan Chen. Sarah Sue Lon Christian. Samuel James Crooks. Maria M. DeCapua. Luna Estrella de Jesus. Kira Ann Donovan. Molly Genevieve Dubitsky. Ava Claire Farrar. Madeline Suzanne Flynn. Emmanuel Marco Fortunas. Colton Timothy Franco. Anthony Joseph Freeman. Jenna Michelle Verstacci. Nina Christina Funk. Marky Minor George. Sabrina Phoenix George. Dana Liddell Goldwyn. Carter James Hannebeck. Adrian Jeffrey Harb. Gabriel Issa Harb. Alexa Joelle Johnson. Kirsten Marie Kaspar. James Kago Kitagawa. Thomas Robert Siaska. Braden John Lazowski. Sarah Elizabeth Luciano. Anaya Nerese Lugo. Bernadette Rose Mahen. Isabella Layla McCloof. Everin David Masick. Evan James McNamara. Charles Robert Meyer. Tyler James Miller. Justin DeLuca Mintz. Alberta Marie Morial. Dominic Joseph Narduzzi. Emily Rose Novak. Brandon Dylan Otero. John Kenneth Ottaviano. Sam Michael Pascarella. Alexander Laverne Patterson. Ryan Chi Fan. Richard Glenn Pyros. Paige Olivia Preby. Charles Anthony Puklovic. Rocco Adam Wrestler. Angelo Jose Rodriguez. Alyssa Day Rezit. Marta Saradu. Austin C. Lena C. Owen Xavier Sipos. Sophia Claire Smotek. Andrew Peyton Stamp. Owen Christopher Samansky. Marissa Catherine Taylor. Noah Xavier Tarano. Isabel Hope Trombetta. Ronan Jack Cheddar. Jonah Daniel Valenti. Alexandria Ruth Velez. Avery Elizabeth Vilchek. Joey Frederick Waddell. Addison Mary Walker. Diane Wang. Anna Lynn Waski. Mia Dawn Wielden. Sambika Bianca Williams. Nicholas Richard Wright. Michaela Renee Yanish. Aaron Alexander Zambito. Let's give the class of 2025 one last round of applause. Class of 2025, please stand.
If the audience would please stand and join the class of 2025 as we sing the alma mater for our final time. Students, please wait for the band to begin. Congratulations to you, the class of 2025.
All right. As we bring the ceremony to a close, let's carry forward the spirit of independence. Remember to think back on your achievements, the experiences, and the unwavering support you've received. Let these memories be your foundation as you embark on new journeys and face future challenges. Class of 2025, you've showed resilience, kindness, and excellence. As you step into the next chapter of your lives, know that independence will always be a part of you, cheering you on and supporting you. Congratulations once again, and thank you for being an inspiring example of what it means to be a part of the Independence community. As we begin our procession, we please ask that the audience remain seated until the conclusion of the recessional. Thank you.